Hello, this is The Sideshow. I'm Theodore Parker, and today is Wednesday, September 28th, 2022. Still talking about the mask, excuse me. And depending on your positivity rate in your area, you can take advantage and wear them as part of prevention of spread of COVID-19 and its variants. Today around here, the temperature is about 46 degrees, going up to 65. And we have news. Of the items that are in the news today, starts out with Americans should flee Russia immediately because they could be conscripted. U.S. Embassy warns. The U.S. Embassy in Moscow has urged all Americans in Russia to flee the nation following President Vladimir Putin's partial mobilization decree last week. This is effective because some American citizens have dual national citizenship in America and in Russia. An example of that is Eric Snowden. Got caught spying years ago, was recently accepted Russian citizenship. But if he were to return to the United States, he would have to face the courts in relation to his crimes. And if this still doesn't register in your mind as to what the climate, atmosphere, and other going-ons in Russia is like, 13 Days in Benghazi film probably is close to that example. Afghanistan is another one. Get out while you can get out. The borders around Russia are crowded with people trying to exit, planes, cars. So according to a European news source, President Vladimir Putin of Russia conscripted 300,000 men, some of them older, and of those 300,000 men, 261,000 have fled the country. So there we have that. Back inside our own borders, southern part of the country, Hurricane Ian rapidly strengthens into Category 4, was originally presented as a Category 3 before catastrophic Florida landfall today. As it draws closer to landfall later today between Sarasota and Fort Myers, been there, seen that, with catastrophic storm surge, wind damage, and flooding rainfall. Ian is a Category 4 hurricane packing maximum sustained winds of 155 miles per hour as of 7 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, Wednesday morning. A tornado watch is in effect for central and southern Florida until 5 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Back into the courts again. U.S. Supreme Court conservatives stepped on the gas. Previously, I'd mentioned to you about a political situation that had hit the courts in North Carolina, had to do with the lower levels of political office, councilmen in particular, and how the electoral map was set up for them to receive votes. It seems like all the white councilmen, people, were getting their votes from like inside the city instead of from their designated districts or areas. So there was also an imbalance as far as representation for the black community in the same situation. So there was an opening, a black person got on, and from there they presented the imbalance as to what was set up as the electoral vote map compared to what was actually happening, which was an imbalance for those people that were representing the black and brown communities. So this particular case that I'm speaking on right now has risen to a level where it's going to be heard by the Supreme Court. Right now they're on their summer recess. They'll return back on Monday. So when this case is presented, then they'll have another decision to make about the same thing. So following rulings curtailing abortion access and widening gun rights, the court returns on Monday after summer recess. Now, some of the upcoming cases could end affirmative action policies used by colleges and universities to increase campus racial diversity, hobble a federal law called the Voting Rights Act, and make it easier for businesses to refuse service to LGBT people based on free speech rights. So we'll see what this session comes up with. Neil Gorsuch in 2017, Brett Kavanaugh in 2018, and Amy Coney Barrett in 2020 were appointed by former President Trump, which gave the court its current conservative supermajority. Speaking of former President Trump, we all are aware that it's been in the news about Mar-a-Lago, classified documents, etc., etc. Well, now that special person, legal person, that was requested by Trump to assess everything, has said that the documents that were requested by the DOJ, Department of Justice, were all present at Mar-a-Lago. So as a spin-off from that, Trump seems to be quietly quitting. Some of the factors that have to do with that is because this same special master has ordered a document vendor to look at, I would imagine, the costs and things that these lawyers are involved with, et cetera, et cetera. But none of the 5 major law firms want to take on the case. And one of the lawyers that Trump had hired, after being paid $3 million, quit several weeks later. So the Department of Justice is saying that they will pay the bill if they can get somebody to represent them. But as it stands now, everything is lining up to say that Trump did take classified documents out and away from the White House, which are designated for National Archives. So it's Wednesday. You got the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Saturday will be into October. Probably some of you have already started that trick-or-treat stuff, getting ready for the 31st. Are you scared? I don't like being scared. So I don't like being scared. Trick or treat. Anyway, still got a few days left to September and on to the next month. This is a sideshow. I'm Theodore Parker. Wednesday, September 28, 2022. That's it. Hashtag.